What's that? What? Fire!
Hi, this is Eric Redvig with IGN Xbox, here with a video review of Lost Planet. Lost Planet is a third-person action game from Capcom that takes place in an icy world humans are attempting to colonize as a vicious set of aliens known as the Acrid do their damnedest to stop them. You take on the role of Wayne, a young man whose father was killed by a particularly large Acrid known as Green Eyes. This serves as your motivation as you fight the Acrid bugs along with the human snow pirates in a twisting and oftentimes nonsensical plot. The combat in Lost Planet takes place either on foot or in one of a variety of mechanical rides called Vital Suits. These Vital Suits range from simple chain gun-equipped walkers to transforming snowmobiles and hovering drill-equipped spiders. Unlike many mech games, these machines are a snap to control and they add a nice dimension to the gameplay. These Vital Suits are effective little tools, and it's a good thing too, since there are always a great number of enemies waiting to take you down. The action is intense and nearly non-stop, with explosions and awesome lighting effects constantly ripping across the screen. Lost Planet is a fairly unique game, and one of the things that makes it so is the ever-decreasing thermal energy bar. Since the world is so cold, you're required to pick up extra heat energy that can be found by destroying machinery or killing enemies to stave off becoming a popsicle. This thermal energy also works as the source of fuel for the Vital Suits and a means for regenerating your life once you've been hit. This dynamic works well as a means of nudging the player to keep the action moving along, and we never found it to be a nuisance as you might think it would be at first. The best part about Lost Planet is its fantastic design. The graphics are impressive, and the smoke effects are amongst the best we've ever seen. But none of that would matter without the great style that was put into the world. The Acrid design looks like it borrowed heavily from the Panzer Dragoon series, which isn't a bad thing at all. There's a great variety of enemies for you to face, and new, bigger, and more impressive ones are constantly thrown at you as you move through the campaign. The culmination of these is the boss fights, which are excellent both in how they look and the intensity of the fight. Lost Planet can be difficult even on the normal setting, mostly because you can get stuck in a repeated loop of being knocked off of your feet over and over again before you have a chance to fight back. The enemy AI can be relentless, and they come in swarms big enough to overwhelm anybody. With practice, things get easier, but no particular skill is required to beat most sections of the game, since you can actually just run past almost any enemy you don't feel like fighting. There are a few things that keep Lost Planet from reaching its full potential. The first is the story, which makes very little sense. Perhaps something was lost in the translation from Japanese to English, but the cutscenes in between each level leave you confused and bewildered. The gameplay itself also has a few nagging issues. While some things, such as diving for cover and quickly rotating the camera using the bumpers, can become second nature with practice, others remain awkward even after hours of play. Using the grappling hook is one of these things. Although your targeting reticule lights up when you can anchor onto something, it isn't always clear. The grapple also doesn't allow you to swing easily, instead pulling you in a single direction. If you're hit along the way, you'll get knocked to the ground, making it essentially useless as a means of escaping a tough situation. Alongside the solo campaign is an online competitive mode. Here you can play standard deathmatch and team deathmatch, called Elimination, along with interesting post-grab and intense fugitive hunt modes, all with up to 16 players. The gameplay here is full of action and the combat arenas are well designed, making this a fun addition to the solo campaign. The weapons are well balanced with the power of the Vital Suits, keeping the screen full of excellent lighting and smoke effects as players constantly blow each other to bits. Some of the control issues do carry over into the multiplayer game though. Not being able to jump and then fire the grappling hook or toss out a few grenades makes you feel like you're one of the least agile people in the universe. The underpowered melee attack and abundance of long-range weapons makes close combat awkward. Still, the game runs smoothly in the multiplayer mode, and we only notice minimal lag even when we run up against a few players from Japan and Korea. All in all, Lost Planet is a great game that benefits from some excellent style and graphical detail. The single-player game is a lot of fun to blast through, even if the story sequences between each level make very little sense. The multiplayer mode, while not outstanding, is full of enough constant action to keep things interesting and is a nice diversion from some of the more tactical online shooters. Lost Planet is a great way to kick off the new year, which is why we scored it an 8.5 out of 10. For the full written review, check out IGN.com.